Hi guys, and welcome once again to Nou'rish, a place of holistic healing where we focus on being holistic beings in mind, in body, and in spirit. Welcome to Nou'rish 2020! I'm excited obviously to be back. It's been months, literal months, and I'd like to just apologize. Start by apologizing for being away for so long. But life has me literally, guys, by the sheets, like by the clothes. It's holding me here. It's like, but that's not the point. I just wanted to come and let you guys know I'm alive, I'm well, I'm good. God is faithful, always, all the time. And I haven't forgotten about this YouTube channel. I think about you guys all the time. If you're not already following me on all the social medias, please do. We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and we have the lovely YouTube videos we've previously recorded. So get to know me, familiarize yourself, and then follow me on social medias. They all serve a different purpose. So some people who are following me on YouTube who are subscribed on YouTube are not following me on Instagram because they prefer not to have the Insta because of vanity and that type of stuff, but it depends on who you follow. Hello. But they have me on Facebook, so the information that's shared between the platforms is kind of balanced, and even if I'm not posting videos, they're still informed on what I'm doing, health information on prayer and spirituality, information on holistic being, and basically, yeah, YouTube is just the full length of it, the more in-depth, where we can, sit across from each other and talk about things. But I use Facebook and Instagram to basically send you guys little nuggets of truth, little light-hearted amounts of information, as well as share very quick videos in our stories. So follow me on those platforms if you want more of the Nou'rish lifestyle and web page, or ideally follow me on everything, and that way you have the little nuggets, you have the in-depth information, you have the videos, you have the stories, you have everything, and you can stay in touch with me on those platforms, unlike YouTube, which is a little less intimate for me because we don't yet have like that interactiveness on the videos. So yeah, all the questions I have received on Instagram, I've just gotten used to the little tab where I can see your message requests. I'm so sorry that I didn't know how to use it. So for a long time people were sending in questions, but I wasn't receiving them because I couldn't get there. But now that I've gotten there, I have responded to most of the messages. There are some that require more lengthy answers, and I've decided that the questions also that I'm getting more frequently, I'm going to respond to in videos instead of like sending everybody a copy and pasted message that is not relevant, that doesn't even teach you about how to apply a certain food tip individually, or people who ask about skincare and diet, those kind of messages. I'd rather turn that into a video than respond to you privately, because I feel like it's not gonna have what you need. So those are gonna be videos. If I haven't responded to you yet, it's because I plan to answer it in video form. Yeah, basically. So all the social media platforms serve different purposes. I respond more promptly. I tell you the truth on Instagram than I do on the Facebook page, but I will get to you. Eventually, I will get to you, I promise. So yeah, it's an exciting new year. There's so much I want to do with you guys. We have back-to-back videos that have already been recorded. I just need to get to the editing process. If somebody wants to donate some Filmora, do the right thing, give your good sis. You guys call me the auntie with the tea, give the auntie with the tea some Filmora, your key, it's fine. I don't even need, the whole premier one. If you can just give me like normal average Filmora, like just, I'm using OpenShot. It's recently gotten an update that's not working with Inkscape, that's not working with Blender, which are plugins for my editing. And because of that, it means that any video I was editing, like, OpenShot doesn't know what to do with it anymore, which means my editing is now like super slow, which it was anyway, but it's just messed things up. So I'm working on that editing situation. So we have videos, they're just not edited yet, and I can't give you unedited footage, guys. It's not the tea, I can't. So yeah, until that's sorted, I don't know when, but I am working on the last video that I promised you guys. That I think it's a DIY video. Yeah, it is, definitely. And I work on it every day for about an hour, it's a DIY video, and I'm working around those little kinks, like labeling things, so that I don't have like 50 people asking me, where did you get the shoes, how much was this, where did you get this? So yeah, because Inkscape and Blender are not working with OpenShot, I need to now find new ways to label things in videos. So much work, it really is, but I'm working on it. And that's the first video that I'm going to give you, because it was part of the last series, the financial series. So it's coming, guys. I'm working on it. I have not forgotten, I promise. And the rest of the videos, the cooking videos that I've done, I've even done an organization, like for the beginning of the year, being organized and understanding what you have and purging all things, and you know, just living in a space that is in tune with where you're going, with where you are. Yeah, and that just gives you clarity. I've also got a video on that. They are coming. Okay? They're coming. Let's see what else you guys were asking for. Oh, there's apparently a big request. I've gotten a couple of requests from people who want to know why I'm plant-based, and it makes sense. I was thinking of using that as a channel trailer. I just haven't recorded it yet, and I don't want to leave people misinformed about health and lifestyle. So I'm going to do that video, but I want it to be informative and factual, and not just, you know, this is why I did it, you should too. Because yeah, things apply differently to different people, but I truly believe, in summary, that this is the lifestyle that God created us to live, and therefore it is the one that will give us the most benefit, the most longevity, the greatest health. I mean, Corona's here now, and I'm like killing it. Not really, but I mean, I am very healthy and I'm well, and my weight is not where I want it to be, but I know I'm not, you know, suffering from high cholesterol, not suffering from being a pre-diabetic or diabetic, and except for contraceptives, my hormones all my life have been pretty well balanced. So yeah, the plant-based diet is working out for me. We are on year 8. Pew 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 pew. But yeah, year 8 of being plant-based, and I'm good. I'm good. It's not even, it doesn't even faze me. I'm just like, this is what it is, guys. Hello. So yeah, that video about why I'm plant-based, it is coming up. I'm just not sure when I'm recording it. I'd like to get the ones I've recorded for you so far out, so that the new ones can now, you know, at least be recorded and edited and then out, instead of like sitting on a server and just waiting to be edited. Okay? And if somebody wants to edit my videos, let me know, because we can talk. We can talk. Alright, and then another question I've received. I wrote these things down. Like every time I receive something from you guys, we have a YouTube booklet, so I wrote it down so that I know to address it, either in a video or maybe in a Q&A. But the Q&A questions are coming in their own video, so I'm not addressing Q&A now. It's just small things that I guess I don't yet have intentions of making into videos. Like, for example, why do I use different platforms and what's the benefit? And why did I choose to be plant-based, which I've already explained. There's also a question about dress. Now, I don't feel like this channel is going to address that, because there's so many amazing channels out there. There's Him of His Garment, there is Regaining Eden, there is I think she used to call herself Elizabeth from Jerusalem, something like that. There's Spirit Fit Mama. There are all these amazing channels on YouTube that deal with modesty in depth and deal with modesty on a frequent basis. That's what they do. And I'm more of a holistic health type of person. Modesty is, it does affect your health, you know, maintaining temperature, covering yourself up, sun exposure, but not so much. So yes, I do live a lifestyle of femininity and modesty, and I try to pursue it as best as I can, as far as I know. The question came up, I think, after I posted the exercise post on Instagram, where I showed you guys basically where I get my exercise skirts. And then later on, I think a month later, I posted an offer where I had spoken with Snog Athletics, and they were now offering you guys a discount. This was in Feb, a discount on exercise skirts, actually everything in their store. It was a 20% discount, and that's where the question stemmed from. Somebody asked me why I exercise in skirts, And basically I had to explain to them that I see and I have received and I have been convicted and I have studied for myself what God requires of us women, as well as where he sees our beauty, and he sees our beauty inside. He says we should pursue a beautiful heart and a beautiful character before we pursue, beauty on the outside. And so that's my first reason for being modest. Second reason is appearance. I'd like to take away the attention from the outside appearance to more my character and my desire to please and live for the Lord. So that's partially why, no earrings, no jewelry, nothing that draws attention to myself. Just draw attention to Jesus. Hello. And I think the third reason why I believe and practice modesty in dress is because the brothers. Yes. So I want to be decent for my brothers. I do believe that we can be tempters. We can pry on the weaknesses of others. And for men, unfortunately, the weakness is the appearance of ladies, figure hugging, hello, saxo. And so I try to not dress that way so that I won't entice them, so that I won't, cause somebody to fall, especially in church where somebody's trying to get away from that type of thing, because that's all you see literally in the world. When people are advertising cars, when people are advertising food, deodorant, everything is so sexualized. So I want to give my brothers a breather. When they look at me, they shouldn't be thinking, oh my gosh, her boobs or her skirt or her knees or her ankles, whatever he's into. I want to be a palate cleanser basically for sexuality. And that's because I want to respect myself as not a temptress, as well as respect him and my husband and my brothers and my cousins and my nephews and all men basically. Just, not being that stumbling block for them. I do take onus in saying that some men will pursue it regardless of how you dress. Yes, it is true. But the part that I play, I choose to play it safe and just not to be that for anyone else. And just respect, respecting other women. Your husband is my brother and I'm not trying to play with him like that. Hello. I don't know why I'm saying hello so many times. I think I'm nervous because I haven't been on camera for so long. But I'm excited and it feels good, man. It really does. It feels good to be back. So, that takes care of the modesty question. Please do yourself a favor. If you are convicted of this, you need to be informed. And that's another thing somebody had asked, with the plant-based thing. Why I am plant-based. You need to be informed, so you need to be searching. Don't just take it from a video when somebody says something and then now you transform your whole life. It's likely not to stick. So educate yourself, search, research, pray about it. Absolutely, especially most abundantly pray about it. I have a quote on prayer actually. Let me find it. It says, it is impossible. This is from Steps to Christ, page 98, and it says, it is impossible for the soul to flourish while prayer is neglected. Hallelujah. As you're searching, you absolutely need to be consulting God for his guidance. You need to be listening for his response. You need to be watching for his providence and working on the convictions in your heart, which is your mind actually, because the controversy between good and evil is always in your mind. So I think Romans 8, or is it Romans 12:1? No, I stand corrected. I think it's Romans 12:1 that says you need to be renewed and not conformed to the rest of the world. But your renewing is through the mind. It's not a renewing of habits. It's not a renewing of traditions in your home. It's your mind that needs to be renewed. So information, prayer, and honest factual searching, that's what you need. That's what I want you to take from this. And with the plant-based video, that's why I want to give you good information so that you will not be misled. So with dress as well, same applies. My personal preference isn't the standard of anything, any organization. It's not the standard of any people. It's what works for me. I don't want to be a temptress, so I wear mid-calf. That's kind of like in between your knee and your ankle, somewhere there, so that when I bend, you can't see anything and I'm not uncomfortable, but at the same time I can move freely. And I don't wear tight-fitting clothing. Most of my clothing is very loose, very unshapely, so that I can also be not just modest in appearance, but practical. Some people wear the longest of skirts and they're modest, but impractical because they're picking up dirt, which is not healthful, as well as if they have kids, you know, taking care of babies and toddlers in a super long skirt. It's not functional. It's not practical. So yeah, information and sifting to making it personal, what makes it personal to you, what works for you within the confines of what God has told you. So yeah, that's the modesty issue and the plant-based issue, I hope, taken care of. And the last few questions that I've been receiving lately from the Insta stories have to do with health and beauty. What do I do to my skin? Nothing. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Let me try zoom in with the camera, show you guys my imperfections. As you can see, hopefully, my skin is normal skin. I think it just looks really great on camera. I don't put on foundation or concealer. Ooh, there's something on my skin, or anything of that sort. I wash my skin daily with a cleanser and I tone with a toner, and then I put on a light moisturizer because I don't like greasiness, and I have, I think, oily skin. So yeah, that's skin basically. I got a question about hair because I always have this hair basically. Somebody wanted to know what fiber I use, and they wanted to know how long I keep my braids in because I seem to always have braids. So truth is, I use this fiber. This is not the normal brand that I go for. It's Molly braid. It's called something. It's Molly braid. It's basically fiber that looks like natural hair. So if you can see, it's very kinky, very coily. This is what I'm using for my braids. There we go. Wonderful. You guys can see. Back. So I'm using natural hair fiber for my braids always, except if I do like a straight back or straight up, either way. And I keep them in for about 2 months. All the fiber that I buy is reusable. I usually get the one in the pink packaging. I don't know, in Durban it's very rare to find it. It's 110 in Cape Town, close to Moorbury, Rondebosch. I always get that word wrong. Rondebosch, I think it's 110 for that fiber, but in Durban it's $100, and it's reusable. So I have like a plastic bag. I literally have a plastic bag where I store it after I've used it. I use it maybe 3 or 4 times, and then I throw it away. But I get maybe 2 years of use, let me say, out of it, because I plait my hair minimum of twice, braids, and then the other times it might be just cornrows with my hair that I do myself, or it could be straight ups that I do with just normal Nina, Darling, Expression, whatever, that fiber, that normal fiber that you get. So yeah, this is my style, and I am not a beauty expert. I'm not a hair expert. I do what works for me. So this I keep on for 2 months usually. I wash my hair in this because it's natural hair fiber. You have no issues. Well, I have no issues. My hair is pashash. I take it out, it's normal. And I'm not a big oil fan, so I don't moisturize too much in this. I put on conditioner. I literally moisturize with conditioner. And then the other question I got was, doesn't it finish my hairline? No, it does not. But also I don't keep it in tight hairstyles, and I don't style it often. Maybe I do it once a week. The rest of the time the hair's down. Like, I just put this up now in a bun for you guys, because, you know, putting in the effort for my peeps. Hey. No. I'm terrible. But yeah, I don't have it styled often, and I don't take care of it. But the beautiful thing about this fiber is, the longer you have it on, the more it becomes gorgeous with time. I don't know how to describe it. This is 2 months old, but look at this. Like, it's awesome. You can't even like quantify how awesome this is. It stays looking new, it stays looking fresh. The older it gets, I think the better it looks. And so yeah, I keep it on for 2 months. Kill me. I think now we're on 2 going on 3 months, because I got this in Jan and it's March. But yeah, I use Marley fiber. It comes, sometimes they call it kinky braid. You know, just try find the right one. And I like the softer one, and there's a harder version of it. But yeah, that's what I use. And it doesn't eat my hairline. My hairline is happy, we're good, we're fine, we're friends. And I don't lay my edges, but I do brush them up with conditioner. Like I just brush them towards my hair in the natural conformation of what they'd look like. Towards my hair, I don't do the side thing, this thing. I just do this, like this, so that you can get apart from the guards. Hello. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, that's what I do with my hair. And my skin, I think I told you guys. Skin, I do a bentonite clay mask maybe like once every 3-4 months when I remember to. And I also cleanse with apple cider vinegar, especially when there's that oil buildup. You know, sometimes you get those pimples over here, those. Yeah, when I get those, I use apple cider as my toner for maybe 2 days, 3 days, depending on how long it takes for it to like de-oil, defattidize. Not a word. But basically that's all I do for my skin. That's all I do for my hair. And 80%, 90, I don't know. Most of the time my hair is in its natural state. I have my afro and I wash it and it shrinks and it's like this. And then I just live like with hair like clinging to my scalp basically, because my coil pattern is so intense. Yeah, so I hope that answers you guys as far as beauty goes. I don't know if this is beauty, but you know, it is what it is. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share with you guys, and I'm so grateful for the few people who did subscribe while I wasn't posting, and that, you know, the watch time hasn't dropped. Thank you. You guys are the real MVPs. I don't even know what that stands for. I hope it's something good and not vulgar. But yeah, thank you. And I think that's all. That's all we wanted to cover today. For some encouragement and motivation, I'm going to leave you guys with some quotes that I have been repeating to myself in different situations, and just ensuring that I am grounded in the faith. There's a quote from Desire of Ages, one of my favorite books. You should get it, by Ellen G. White, and it says that our Heavenly Father has 1,000 ways to provide for us, of which we know nothing. Don't worry about it. Once you've prayed, darling, don't worry. Just know that your ways are not God's ways, and He is not limited in providence. He's not limited in what He can and cannot do. He is everything. Yeah. There's a quote about true Christianity that I absolutely am loving right now. It says, "A Christian reveals true humility by showing the gentleness of Christ, by always being ready to help others, by speaking kind words and performing unselfish acts, which elevate and ennoble the most sacred messages that have come to the world. So it's of no use of us sharing truth when our characters are not reflective of who Christ was." So a true Christian, your life will be a better testimony or a greater testimony, or it'll even add more value to the messages that you're sharing. Love that. Oh, this one is relevant to, I guess, what I'd like you guys to implement when you're listening to information on the internet. It says, "It is a fearful mistake for us to neglect the study of the Bible, to investigate theories that are misleading, diverting minds from the words of Christ to the fallacies of human production." It is pointless to just be, spewing out opinions, spewing out what is common knowledge, spewing out what is trending, and not tying it or not even investigating it in terms of biblical truth, which is our standard. That should be, as Christians, our standard for living. And you do yourself an injustice if you just listen to this video and you go plant-based and you're like, you need to search the scriptures and do it diligently for your own sake. A lot of people fall by the wayside, or I know a lot of people who no longer uphold the same convictions as they used to, because those were taken as a hearing sort of thing, where they heard repeatedly certain messages and chose to implement them, but they had never studied for themselves whether these were true. So yeah, Bible study is imperative, prayer is imperative in your life, in all areas, in anything that you are making decisions about. And then the last one is a quote that I hope will sustain you throughout the year. It says, we have nothing to fear for the future, except, or lest, depending on which version of the book you're reading, we have nothing to fear for the future, except we forget the way in which the Lord has led us and his past teachings in our history. So you basically have nothing to fear when you know the Lord, when you know him through what he's told you in your studies, what he's taught you, his teachings. That's what the quote says, not verse, in your past history, as well as what you've experienced with him. Those two things, knowledge through the mind, transformed through the mind, that kind of knowledge, and experience with the Lord. That's what sustains you through difficult times. That is and has been the quote of my life this year. There are things that have happened and kind of shaken me, but I know who God is, and I know his goodness, and I know his promises, and I know his word, and therefore it doesn't matter what the future brings, man. I know him, and I know that I rest in the arms of a loving and a faithful God, and all things ultimately will work for the good of all those who love him. So yes, that's it. That's video 1 for 2020. Guys, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope to some degree that this was worth your time. Be blessed and continue to be a blessing, and be nourished in your life. Before I forget, which I always do, if you liked it, like it. If you loved it, sub it, and see you in the next video. Bye.